Hello and welcome to Ready and Willing podcast. And our next episode got two really influential ladies with us today from different spectrums of the community and things that we do. We've got Dorothy Boyker from The Bridge, who'll tell us more about that, and Elizabeth Costello, who does Leigh Film Society. So Dorothy, can you tell us a bit about what you do and what The Bridge is about for people who don't know?
The Bridge is a community food shop, and we've also got a community cafe called T Junction. We have a membership of about 5,000 people. They pay £2 a year, and then they can shop with us. We like it to be, what should I say?
Inclusive?
Yeah, I think it's got to be a normal experience, that they don't feel that it's...
There's not a perception there,
no.
So you break down them barriers.
Yes.
That people can come from.
And
do. Naturally, a lot of the food comes from what would go to waste. Some of it.
Most of it, I would say.
So it would go to landfill instead of it's going to use.
Yes, or animal.
Yeah.
But mostly landfill, I would think.
And naturally, you pick up all over, don't you? So
we do, yes. We don't just pick up. We pick up very late, very little end of from the supermarkets, because really that you have to pick up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. We pick up from the distributors. Different reasons for that. It might be that they're wrongly labelled, or they could be near the date, but they're not always. It's
so you've been going quite a long time in the Leigh. So naturally, yourself and Frank, which Frank's your husband, I've known Frank donkey's years gone by. We've got good associations, but this set up. How long?
I would think it's nearly 10 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And it was on the bridge. That's why it was called the Bridge.
Well, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was on the bridge, but it wasn't why it was called the Bridge. It was called the Bridge because it was bridging the gap between.
Okay. Right. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's why the name was chosen, really.
Right.
So
okay.
And now we've moved. It's quite funny that there used to be a Bridge Street there, where we've moved to.
And it's in the centre of Leigh, so it's accessible for people within in the Leigh area, and there's a lot of need. And people come to...
We have about 200 people a day come through the door, and that's families, not individuals. So it's big numbers.
Yeah. Who really need it now. Without you being there, there'd be a big ask on a lot of people. Yeah.
And we also take the Wigan family vouchers.
Yeah.
We take about 100 a week.
Okay. I mean, naturally, I've visited you, so I've seen the need, I've seen the people that come in. And really, as you said earlier, it breaks down that perception of we're going into a food bank. To me, there's a lot of stigma.
No, they choose. They choose what they want. It's a normal shop.
Yeah. So we'll just move over to Elizabeth, because it's a totally different dimension of what that is. So Leigh Film Society is something you've been doing a long, long time, and it's a passion of yours.
Yeah, it is a passion.
But naturally, moving to spinners made it more bigger, better.
Bigger and better, perhaps, yes, but. Something that started in 2012 as an idea just to see if we could get it off the ground as a film organisation, because we believed in cinema, community cinema, being inclusive and accessible, and it's something that we aimed at different groups of people. It was never aimed at one audience, and we've grown so much and developed so much since 2012 that back in pre-COVID we decided to build our own cinema at Spinners Mill. But then COVID happened, so everything was put on hold for 2 years. So we finally got the cinema built and launched in 2022. Leigh Film Society is a volunteer-led organisation, and that's over the top of Leigh Film Factory. Leigh Film Factory is it's an amazing space for cinema, but it's still, we work on the same ethos of being accessible, of being inclusive. But it gives us control to screen more, because before we had a cinema, we were always beholden to somebody else's diary. Could we hire this space? Could we hire that space? But now we have our own cinema. We're in control of our own diary. Yeah. We can screen whatever genre of film that we want to do. Our programming is so different and so varied. But we do believe at Leigh Film Factory in what's called screen culture. So yes, we are a cinema, but we screen National Theatre Live, we screened opera, we screened ballet, we've even done art exhibitions on screen.
Okay.
And that is that is what is meant by screen culture. We are not just about film, we're about culture in general and whatever form that comes in.
So I know you've had a long association with a lot of people. So David Bradley was the guy who played Kes.
Oh, from Kes, yes, yeah.
So naturally, I know you've had him up there, and
we have.
I couldn't make. I wanted to come. I couldn't make it in the end because we've
he's
all been big fans of Kes growing up.
Yeah, he's an amazing character. He's now Kes is much loved film by many people, and it's something that I'll be honest, we screen every year because it is so popular. And yes, you might be able to see it on the TV, but watching a film on the TV, you lose so much. You need that big screen experience. And with Kes, we decided to see if he would come and visit us. He came for 2 days. We sold out for 2 days running. He stayed over in Leigh at the Holiday Inn, and he did a Q&A after each film.
Brilliant.
The questions were so varied, but he was so generous with his time to the audience. And Kes is... I couldn't tell you exactly what he's loved so much about that film, other than it really does represent our I don't know how to explain it, but it just represents who we are in many ways.
No, that is
the
the
working
culture
class
thing
image,
there,
the
isn't
culture,
there?
It does represent who we all are. If you grew up around here, shall I say? But yes, that was a really successful weekend for us.
But not forgetting, 1969 Kes was out, so
yeah, Ken
I
Loach's
was
film,
I was at school. It was in the syllabus then. Kes was so
and
everybody's kind of grown up with
the teacher in it as well. Oh gosh, his name.
Colin Welland.
Colin Welland.
Yeah,
Colin Welland.
From Leigh, isn't it?
Well, he was from St Helens, I think. I believe so. But he did work at Leigh Bedford High School, or I think it was the...
I think it was Manchester Road then.
Yeah, was it Manchester Road? Yeah, I knew it had a different name.
Yeah.
Now, sadly, when Colin Welland passed away, we immediately sprang into action to organise something that celebrated Colin Welland's life. And within about a week, it was barely a week, we'd organised an event that we screened different clips from his films, and we actually had his family attend.
Okay.
And they brought the Oscar that he'd won.
Oh, right.
You remember that famous saying he did at the Oscars, the British are coming?
Yeah.
I don't know when they're going to arrive, but...
but they're on the way, so yeah. No, but I think going back to the cinema that you built, I remember coming before it was built.
Oh, yeah.
To Spinners, and I think where you got the seats from.
Yeah, we got the seats from the London Science Museum.
Right.
They were going to landfill, and when we heard about that, we had no idea where we were going to get our cinema seats from. They were going to landfill, so I just rang them up and said, can we have them? That was a simple question. They said, yes, but you're going to have to come down to London, dismantle the theatre, and pay all the expenses, which is what we did.
Don't ask, you don't get.
If
you don't ask,
you don't get. Yeah, I'm never afraid to ask the question on any topic. And the cinema itself has been built entirely by volunteers. People so generous with their time, their skills, were willing to get this cinema off the ground. So it was built on a shoestring budget with recycled materials, the cinema seats. The actual bar area is made entirely from floorboards from the mill.
Right.
So it's an amazing place just to come and look at.
Yeah, it'd be good for the students who've not been over to see you to see what you've got there. Really.
Absolutely, yeah. Please do come
I'm
along.
sure we can link something up there.
Yeah, we do work quite closely with Wigan and Leigh college students who are into the film production, that kind of thing. So they do come and volunteer or make videos for us. But yeah, it's engaging with young people. It's an interesting topic of how we do programming to entice young people to come. And you can't nail it. Any film has different appeal to different people.
One of the reasons, because people looking at the podcast, have you paired these two up together? I think you said that.
We're interested in that.
Yeah. So, firstly, I thought I looked at I was going to do this, and both formidable ladies.
What's that mean?
Yeah, say what you think.
Oh, really?
No all's bad. But actually do it for a good reason. And I think you both got what you've built on is a family ethos as well. So naturally the bridge is built on that, and that's you and Frank, your daughter's involved, what you do with Paul and all the stuff that you've done. Because some people turn up at things and look at the theatre or look at the bridge and go, oh, that's all right, not looking at all the work that went into doing it. and all the work that goes into it daily
Yeah.
to try and keep that thing going. People automatically think, oh, it's great, that, isn't it? Like, it just happens. So there's a lot of work behind the scenes, and might be sneaking away. It takes over your life, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it does take over
So
your life.
you might come in there, Dorothy, about you taking over,
Taking over your life, yes. I think when we first started, me and Frank, I would say we absolutely lived it for the first 3 years. It was like 7 days a week, every day, 24 hours. But yeah, it does.
Because naturally upstairs you had the clothing. So I don't know if you're still doing some of that, but I remember you showing me around all the different ideas.
You won't believe upstairs if you
Right.
looked. We can hardly get in the room.
Right, okay.
We've got that much stuff. We rarely say no to anything. Sometimes we take things we don't want
Okay.
to get the things we do
No,
want.
no, I hear that quite a lot.
So yes, we do that a lot. I think people don't realise what's gone into it. Really,
No.
Our staff have to work really, really hard. We do have paid staff, but I think in our case it's just exploded, and we can't work without them. And that leaves that we're probably quite short-staffed.
Yeah.
They have to work hard because it's a matter. We don't get many grants, so it's all the revenue comes from
What you make
the
yourself.
food, which goes back to pay for everything. So it's like chicken and egg. So
And I think one of the things naturally I've learned off you guys more than anything. It's like people think, oh, you'll get the food free.
oh yes,
But
they
then you've
do.
got to pick it up. So
No,
you've
we,
got-
we don't get it
No,
all
I know,
free anyway.
I know you have to do,
Yeah.
but people's methodologies.
Yeah, we pick it up. We've got 18-ton truck which we hire. We've got a 7,500 square foot warehouse which we pay rent on, and like I said, we've got about 14 staff now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not enough. But we can't afford any
When
more.
you get to a level where you think you can't go too far beyond your
And
means.
we've outgrown our building, really. That's another problem, because I don't know where we get another one.
I know.
And is there a bigger one, and can we afford it?
Yeah. I suppose that brings on next, Elizabeth. What's next for Leigh Film Society?
Well, that's a good question, actually. More of what we do, I would say. What you would just, if I could just touch on what you mentioned before about nobody sees what goes on behind the scenes. I'm not sure we want people to see what goes on behind, because we're all like this.
Yeah.
And you want everything to look seamless. You want it to look slick. And it is. It definitely is. We are a very small team. We have 2 part-time staff at the film factory. But we like to give the image that it's seamless, it's slick, it happens. And behind the scenes, it's busy and we work hard. But it's something that we are all as a team very passionate about. We've never got it off the ground without passion, without commitment and without dedication.
More than a job. It's got to be more than a job, hasn't it?
For me, for all of us, I would say it's more than a job. And I never thought in 2012 that I'd still be doing it now. And what we're doing now, when you say what next, it's hard to call it. Do we become a multiplex and build above our, do we have more cinemas within Spinners Mill, more screens? But money's an issue. Without people buying tickets, we're not going to survive. Funding is very hard for us to get hold of, really hard. And I think that being, we've always operated on this ethos of inclusive cinema, being using film screenings to fight against social isolation, to create opportunities for young people, and to support community cohesion. And we've maintained that ethos since we started in 2012. And that is how we operate. And at the Film Factory, that's not changed. We work very hard to maintain our values. But we like to push ourselves. We like to challenge our own film choices. And sometimes films will work, and sometimes they won't. But we believe in bringing film that's non-mainstream, foreign language, something a little bit different that you wouldn't get to see at a multiplex, or you'd have to go to Liverpool or Manchester to another independent cinema to watch. So yes, we do have a varied programme. Not everything works, but we challenge ourselves just to test the water, to see what works and what doesn't. And we learn by it all the time. We're constantly learning from what we do. So when you say what's next, I don't know. Only more of, bigger and better.
I think one of the reasons I wanted to set, well, there's a couple of reasons I wanted to set the podcast up. One was the abuse people get on social media, no matter who you are or what you are. So Randy Burnham's, me, whoever, and people think you can just tap a keyboard and have a pop. I wanted them to see the real people behind it. When I did a podcast, I always mentioned I did a podcast here with Andy, and people then came to me and said, "What a nice guy." And I went, "Oh, Andy is a nice guy. Andy's Andy. He's a politician. He does what he does, but he's got a family. He tries and he's doing his best wherever he can. All right, nobody's ever going to agree with politicians, but I wanted to get that over. And I think it's not only politicians; it's everybody who's trying to do stuff in communities. People have a pop up for some reason or other, and you think, "Hold on a minute, I'm just trying to do my best here." So. And a bit like Leigh Film Society, if people then from this podcast find out a little bit more or ask the question, what is it, where is it, and how they can be involved, and same with the bridge. There'll be people in Leigh who don't know the bridge exists, who probably need it, and the people who don't know the Leigh Film Society exists, who think, I would enjoy that.
But what I will say to what you're talking about now is we couldn't exist without volunteers. No. We are still a volunteer-led organisation, but we have a lot of volunteers at the Film Factory. And the thing that I have to say about volunteering is that you value the people's time, the people, you give respect to the energy that they bring. And when people are willing to give up their spare, precious time to what we do, we value that. And we show respect to our volunteers. And we couldn't operate without volunteers. And I think there's a lot to be said about giving back. People want to give back, not necessarily through Leigh Film Society,
in general.
but people want to give back in general. You have volunteers as well.
We do have volunteers, yes, absolutely.
And there's a thing, you're quite right, and I couldn't have said it any better. I'm quite humbled by volunteers, what we see all over the borough, because we wouldn't exist. And they get something out of it as well. So we have people who volunteer at some community stuff that I've been involved in locally, and they don't normally get out their house. Now, it's made a difference to them to get out their house. They would have been on medication and depression, and now they thrive on it because they're coming out and feel that they've got a purpose in doing something. So it is a two-way street, but you're quite right. It's great to thanks and giving you time up to do it. So what's next for the bridge?
Well, the cafe, I suppose, really, that we're hoping to make it viable.
Okay. Yeah.
We do have paid staff there as well, but we do need volunteers as well to run it.
Yeah.
Again, it's not a free ride.
No. It's got to pay its way, hasn't it?
Got to pay its way.
Yeah,
yes.
definitely. Yeah.
So we try to provide low cost food, and it is about isolation and helping people, because there's a lot of people out there that do say, I'm not coming out of my house.
Yeah.
And
when I spent a couple of hours in the cafe, the people who walk past there, you can just see there's a real need.
There absolutely
people
is. Yeah.
need that, you know. And I think we was talking.
And we hope
earlier,
to do it like cheap enough so that it's open to anybody.
But then you still got to pay rent and your rates and whatever. It's you know, that's society, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I want to thank you guys for what you do. I think there's lots of stuff goes on. I need to get down to see you more, and I need to get down when Dean Friedman comes again. I'm not sure if he is in it. I always missed out on that one. I always regret that, but there's good connections, and I'd like to get David Bradley on one of these at some point. So you might be the connection for me.
I could connect you.
Yeah, we
I've
need
got
to
his
do
private email.
Yeah, I thought you might have some. So I was talking to the college about that, and they said they'd love to do that. I think it'd be good with the students as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing that, and maybe linking in with you guys.
Yeah,
it'd be
absolutely.
good to do that. So there's lots of stuff really. So thank you. I know it's been kind of brief. We wanted to get out what you do. We'll be doing more of it in the future, but I think it's important. So thank you for coming, but thank you for what you do and serving a real purpose in Leigh. And there's a real need, and there's a need what you do differently than what Dorothy does, but there's still that need there.
It's all to do with well-being, though. Isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah,
all of it.
Yeah, and if you can connect up people at the bridge to the Film Society, I think there's something going there, isn't there? So.
I think I'm also a Sir Optimist, so I think.
Okay.
Are you?
Yes.
I didn't realise.
Yes, so that
Nice one.
we've had conversations about
I think we have.
the
Yeah.
film
Is that Leigh Optimist?
Yes, Leigh Sir Optimist,
Okay.
not Wigan.
Okay.
Or the Swallows.
I went to the Swallows.
I know you did.
Yeah, that was an interesting one for me anyway. We'll not go on that one.
No,
but
we're Leigh.
Yeah.
I'm a Lather.
Are you a Lather?
I'm from Salford.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah, I'm from Salford. I'm married into Leigh, as
Okay.
I like to say.
Yeah.
So my husband's from Leigh.
Yes,
but,
I know Paul's been involved in lots of stuff as well, like you
Absolutely,
said, the
yeah,
Pelican and everything that seems to have happened. And the Pelican wouldn't have happened with people like Paul and other people involved with it, and that's been a real success.
Leigh Film Society wouldn't have happened without the partnership that we have.
Yeah.
And it works really well together. And we're not afraid to question each other and challenge each other, saying and say when something's not right.
Yeah.
He's not
And I
afraid
know
to tell me off.
Joe's really proud of it, because I had Joe on here a few weeks ago, and she mentioned the Film Society and the stuff that goes on in Spinners, because I know it was close to her heart anyway, because she was now she's back in the cauldron of Westminster.
Yeah,
so.
we were there. We went down this week to Parliament.
Okay.
Yeah, we went and had lunch with Joe on the what do they call it?
On the terrace?
The terrace, yeah. So that was a really nice thing to do.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, and
well
it was
deserved.
blazing hot sunshine.
Yeah, good time to go.
Yeah, it was lovely on the terrace. Had a glass of wine and a chat with Joe. It was
that sounds good.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, we can get a couple of students in who might want to ask you some questions about what you do. I think it'd be really interesting. Hey, we've got Jasmine and Alex who are going to ask our guests some intriguing questions. Noel's bad. Dorothy and Elizabeth are ready for your questions. So fire away, guys.
I'll start off. So over the years, what would you say one of the biggest successes that you've both had in each of your lines of work?
I'd say the biggest success we've had is to build our own cinema.
Yeah.
And that was quite an achievement when you start off and you think, let's build a cinema, but we have no money. So you have to sort of come at it from a different angle. How do you build a cinema with no money?
Yeah.
So I'd say that was our biggest success.
It's a great one.
Probably when we were forced to move, so we had to, and we found somewhere new, and that was probably when it exploded, really.
Yeah.
And COVID was obviously very challenging. We worked through COVID, and we became a delivery hub and delivered about 100 parcels a day. I think it might have been 200 parcels a day. I forget now. But it was a huge challenge, but it felt good.
Yeah.
What volunteering opportunities do you have in your organisations?
Oh, plenty. And anytime you want, we've got like 3 sites. It's mostly in what we would call the shop and the cafe. Yeah. So there's at the front helping customers, stacking shelves, helping in the cafe, making coffee, teas, whatever you want, really. There's loads of opportunities.
Picking the deliveries up as well.
Yeah, it depends if you drive or whether you could go as a mate to pick the deliveries up.
Yeah.
We offer to be a volunteer at Leigh Film Factory. You can come and work the bar, which is a very popular role to have because you get to meet the customers. The audience will come in and buy a drink, and there's a lot of chatting going on at the bar. It's one of my favourite jobs to do. You can work the technical side and learn how to actually screen a film. There's a lot of technical work to do. You can't just press a button that says play. It doesn't work like that. So there's the technical side, and then you can also work the tickets. So as people come in, you meet and greet, and it's not just a case of taking a ticket off somebody. You chat to them and you say hello, and that's what's different about what we offer. Is it's so different than multiplex. I go to multiplexes, don't get me wrong, but they can be very unwelcoming. That's what we offer is different. We offer a warm welcome as somebody walks through those doors.
What would you say is one of the biggest hardship and challenges you've faced over the years as well?
I'd say for us it's funding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be a hard one.
Funding is an issue. It's very hard you can get your message across in a funding application, but when people are reading it, the funders will just see cinema. They won't see what's behind that. The inclusive ethos that we have, the health and wellbeing screenings. We still and have been doing for many, many years screenings for people with dementia. We screen a lot for people with disabilities where they can come into our cinema and have a private screening. you know, we do a lot more that goes on behind just putting a film on.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, I think ours also is funding really. Not for the same reason they don't see Sinner on our application, but you put so much effort into it, and then you get a no, and it's quite disheartening.
Oh,
really.
it is disheartening.
Were the ideas of your organisations different to where you started from compared to now?
That's a good one.
Yes, I don't think we expected to be where we are now. We started off as a little cafe, and we had a little bit of extra food that we put in boxes that we sold for £2, and then I think we got more food. So obviously, we decided that we could open the food shop, but then the food shop got bigger and the cafe was smaller, so the food shop overtook it. So eventually, like when I said with COVID, what happened was we had to shut the whole operation and do these food parcels. But then when we opened up, we didn't open the cafe, and we took the whole space for the food. So there's no room for the cafe. So the cafe is now in a different
location
building. So it's not as easy because it's in a different building.
Yeah.
But that was
Elizabeth?
I think if I'm being honest, which I always try to be, we never had any expectations. We just only ever wanted to be good at what we do and to provide a community service. Somebody once described us as a social movement for film, and I'd definitely say we are that, but we never set off to be who we are now. That's how we've just developed and grown into this organisation that we are today. But when we talk about COVID and culture shut down for 2 years nearly, it just completely shut down. Doors were closed. And even though we couldn't screen films, we didn't want to forget our audience or ignore people. So we started a project called Orange Bags of Cinema Sunshine. And we went delivering DVDs to people who were vulnerable or people who lived alone, that kind of thing. So we wanted to maintain a presence in the community that wasn't impacted by COVID. We used to just go and leave an orange bag full of DVDs on somebody's doorstep. So we maintained that during COVID. And COVID's got a lot to answer for in many, many ways with regards to culture and what we all do. Yeah. But we've all come out of it the other side. And I'd say I've forgotten what the question is, to be honest. I totally went off it.
Where have you got to, really?
Lovely.
yeah.
So I think you did answer it.
Yeah.
They're really good questions, and I think something we was talking about earlier was about education, and I hope the tutors don't think this the wrong way. You can learn as much as you want within a building, but actually getting out there and seeing what happens at the bridge when the people that come to that, people that go to the film organisations, and actually seeing the real world is a great educational bit. So volunteering is good just to see what actually, we can talk about it forever, but actually really seeing it and feeling it is a massive difference to kind of talking and education about it. A lot of people out there rely on people like these two and other organisations and really do. You know, sometimes we're lucky because we're in a bubble. A lot of people out there really, really need that and need the volunteering skills and all the stuff that goes on. So thank you guys. Thanks to Jasmine and Alex for the questions. Really intriguing. Thanks to Dorothy and talking about the bridge and the work they do, and Elizabeth at the Film Society. It's been really interesting. So it's been Reading Willing podcast. Thanks to the guests who've come. I think it's really interesting. Log on to both these organisations and see what's going on and get down to these places and see them. So thank you.